People are always amazed when you can make the selected card completely vanish from the deck of cards. So they can go through, their card is not there. It's a classic trick for good reason. It always gets good response, all right? Now, traditionally, one of the best ways to do that, one of the most effective and impossible, is to secretly palm a card, to be able to conceal the card in your hand. So on today's video, this is an expert level video. You guys were asking for more of these. I usually, share some beginner level secrets here on my YouTube channel. This is expert level. We're going to be looking at the secrets behind 5 different top secret expert level palms. All right. We're going to be looking at the gambler's cop. Very cool. The 2-hand palm of a top card. The side steal. Not a lot of magicians know the real work on the side steal. We're going to be doing that. We're also going to look at the 1-hand top palm. And finally, look, I don't care if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced magician. Stop. This last palm, the 5th palm, is the square and cut palm. And this is a little known, beautiful palm, really quite simple. Now, all this palming business aside, let me ask you a question. Imagine if you could make the selected card, okay, the spectator's own card, vanish, not from the deck. You make it vanish from inside their own hands, okay? Their own card vanishes from within their own hands, okay? And there's no palming. For this, there is no palming. There's no awkward ditches of the card, and there's absolutely no switches of the card either. This is my worldwide launch of my brand new card trick, Escape Proof. Escape Proof combines an incredibly fair selection with a test conditions vanish and a heart-stopping reappearance. It's also one of the most visually dramatic tricks I've ever created. And best of all, the spectator does everything. You start by having the spectator unlock the envelope, remove the packet of cards, and replace the lock on the envelope. Next, the spectator examines the packet of cards to make sure they're all different, gives them a shuffle, and is asked to cut to a card. Then the spectator peeks at whichever card they cut to, gives the packet another few cuts, and tightly holds the card in their own hand. And you don't even have to ask the spectator to name their card. You just slowly wave your hands, and the impossible happens. First, the spectator opens their hands and deals through the cards to discover that their selection has completely vanished. And then, when they unlock the envelope, they find their own card inside. You're going to be thrilled with the reactions you inspire with this next level illusion, because people just can't get over the fact that the selected card vanished from the spectator's own hands. You're also going to love how wonderfully easy this trick is to perform. There are no sleights, no palming. There are also absolutely no switches of any of the cards. The cards they first examined are the same cards they hold in their hands. And instead of the spectator cutting to a card, you can even have the spectator just think of any of the cards. And that card will still impossibly appear inside the locked envelope. Plus, because the custom designed envelope does so much of the work, you can even perform this shocking trick with your favorite brand of playing cards. Escape Proof includes the special envelope, a punched packet of bicycle cards, and a solid brass padlock in a dead black casing complete with a set of 2 keys. And you can also use the special envelope to add a powerful dramatic touch to many of your favorite tricks. Plus, because the props are so simple and the effect is amazingly direct, you'll be able to astound people with Escape Proof in your close-up and stand-up show. You're going to have so much fun amazing friends and family with Escape Proof. It's easy to do, looks crazy, and the reactions you're going to get are going to be out of this world. But I got to warn you, we just launched it this morning, worldwide, off the SankeyMagic.com website, and we're already getting slammed with orders. All right? So do not wait. Jump on this limited time offer right away. Click the link right now. I love the Gambler's Cop because it's so casual. You riffle through the card. Someone calls stop. You show the card, okay? Cut the cards into the pack, and in case someone doesn't trust you and they think, well, they would really like to shuffle the cards themselves, you can actually immediately hand out the cards to be shuffled and then snap your fingers, the card's gone, because you've already stolen the card out of the pack. You need to get the card to the bottom of the deck. Lots of ways to do that. All I did here is I went through the card. Someone called stop. Okay, I showed you the 5 of clubs. And if you're familiar with some of the techniques I share in this channel, all I did then is I kept a little break below the 5. Then I cut the pack once and twice. And it brought the 5 to the bottom. Okay, now I'm holding the deck here. But what I do is I get a break under, or I should say above the 5 of clubs, a little break, and I move. Here's the exposed view. I'm going to move the deck, about ½ an inch forward, okay, 3/4 of an inch. So it just takes a moment for me to get that little break above the 5 and move the whole deck forward. And what it does is now the deck's forward and the card's in the cop position, all right? So I can literally relax there, talk to the audience, make a few jokes, whatever. You're thinking of a playing card, whatever. You may not trust me. You probably want to shuffle the deck. And all I do is come over, pick up the deck. I leave the copped card here. And the most natural thing in the world for you to do when you grab this deck is to drop your left hand to your side while you're extending the deck of cards, okay? The hand drops to your side, and you drop it to your side exactly as you would. I mean, people don't do this with their hands. They're generally cupped fingers a little together. So it's just here, I'm handing out the card. Now, the two-handed palm is a very different approach. With this, you spread out the cards. They can touch any card they want. You cut the pack there. You say, do you have any idea what the card is? They say they don't know what it is, and you say, well, let's take a look. 4 of spades. You say, look, test conditions. Very slowly slipping the 4 in the middle of the pack. They can see it. You square it in like that. You can even hand out the cards to be shuffled like before. And impossibly, again, the card is no longer in the deck. It's actually in your right hand. I use the two-hand top palm in a whole bunch of things. For card to wallet, ambitious card, and for card to pocket. Works beautifully, all right? And here's the technique. What I did with the demonstration here is I had someone touch any card. I cut the pack there. Then as I took this card off, I actually got a pinky break over here, right? You guys who watch my videos know I'm really enjoy doing that. And so when I put this back and turned it over, it was actually a double lift. I'm showing 2 cards handled as 1. Turn this back over, slip this into the middle. Now, you're in a beautiful situation because if you want to push this card into the pack, okay, using your right fingers makes the most sense. Now, the card is actually secretly on top. The question is how to get that card into this hand as naturally as possible with as little motion. So here I square the cards in, and as I square the card in, what secretly happens under cover of the back of my right hand and the right fingers, fingers are all not tightly closed, but gently closed, is with my left thumb, I'm going to push the top card off, okay? But that happens under the right hand. You can't see it. It's happening under the right fingers. This would be the exposed view here, pushing it off, okay? But because I'm holding the hand here and I'm trying to, so I'm squaring the cards, it's just pushing it off and I'm pushing it directly. Notice that I'm not pushing it straight. I'm actually slightly tilting the hand as it comes out. So the card, and it's pushed slightly on an angle, and then the tips of the right fingers push that card gently right into palm. All right? So performance speed, it's this, and it's done. Okay? And I'm finished squaring. When I'm finished squaring, the nails of my left fingertips are just gently against that. So in performance, again, remember, pushing it off directly into the right hand. In performance, let's say it's 4 hearts on top, do a false cut, looks like it's going inside, but in fact what I've just done is palm the card in the hand like this. I can take the cards, put them on the table, I can hold the cards here, snap my fingers and talk about that the card just jumped out of the pack and landed inside my pants pocket. Now the side steal was a very special technique, a way to secretly palm a card that was often used by stage magicians, okay, for many, many years. I think the reason why stage magicians used it maybe more than close-up magicians is because the action is a bit more pronounced. So if you're really performing under test conditions and there's a couple in a bar and they're looking at you very closely, it's not the most subtle technique, all right? But what's great about this is it works from a peaked card, Okay? I mean, imagine being able to have a deck shuffle, have someone just take a quick peek at any card, and a moment later, that card vanishes from the deck of cards using the secret palm. It's a beautiful technique with lots of different kinds of things you can do with it. So in performance, it looks like this. Someone sees a card, let's say the Queen of Clubs, okay? The right hand comes over, and in squaring the cards here, you actually steal the card out. Now this is a little bit more demanding. It's very similar technique to the two-hand palm, okay? But in this case, the card is being secretly stolen out the middle of the deck. Out the middle of the deck, out the middle, okay? They call stop. You got your little pinky break under there. And I'm coming over, and I'm going to open the deck just enough to get the tips of my left fingers in there. I'm going to scooch the card out just enough, okay? So this is the position here, so that really the base of the right pinky can press on that, get a pivot point for the rest of the fingers to then push this in here. And you don't want to have this necessary. It depends on your style, because some people might want to drop the hand down like this and you've stolen the card. What I prefer to do is for the hand to come up, kind of come out a little bit, and then square up the cards, okay? So they call stop in any card. You'll find keeping this little, the pinky, will take some practice. Then coming over, okay? Here's the exposed view one more time. Pushing it out, taking it to that hand, off to the side, and then squaring the cards. That's the exposed view. Performance view, whatever. Someone says stop at a card, boom, like this. I'm coming over. Performance, it's here like this. I'm stolen the card, I square. I love this. I use it all the time. I love how natural and casual it is that someone can select a card. Let's say the 8 of clubs, okay? Let's say we apparently cut it into the pack like this. Okay, and I say, keep in mind your card. Don't forget it, okay? And just like that, I've been able to secretly steal the card, okay? The one-hand top palm accomplishes everything with just one hand, all right? This is knacky. It will take time. It's hard. No two magicians do the same sleight quite the same way, okay? Your hands, it's a dialogue. It takes a while for your hands and a deck of cards to really get to know each other, all right? But I will tell you, this is the technique. First, I'm holding the deck. It might seem awkward. I'm holding the deck with the thumb not in the middle. The thumb is near it'd be my left, sort of the left side, more towards the middle of my body. The thumb is there. The fingers are across the top here, 3 fingers and the 4th finger there. This is the grip. Now, I have small hands. If you don't believe how small my hands are, grab a poker-sized card and lay it in your own hand. And look at this, okay? I want you to see from one corner of the pinky down to the base, okay? It almost completely fills my hand. I bet on your hand, the poker card doesn't look quite that small, okay? But this is me. I have tiny hands. Like Mellini. He was a great close-up magician. Max Mellini. It took me a while to learn this, okay? I'm going to push down the corner of the card. I'm going to push down. The finger straight, and then as I push, I'm actually pushing the card just so it can get to just a little bit of a lip hanging over that. Because once I get that lip, I'm going to push down with the pinky and leverage. And then finish by, I'm thinking of a cat that arches its back. Wow, Jay, nice farmyard metaphors. Is you're sliding and then pushing up, okay? So it's leveraging off that corner. That's what's happening. The work for me was first once it starts to move. And then it was catching, because I have such a small hand, it was catching down here on the edge of my thumb. So I had to actually learn to pull the thumb back a little bit in that last second, okay? So the whole hand, and if you practice this, or watching some TV or something, okay, there's like this. Let me do it again for you from this perspective. Like that, okay? So notice, if you're trying to palm off the top card, the 2 of spades, okay? You get to show your right hand casually absolutely empty, get to gesture to someone there, and you're done. The card's in your hand. All you do is this. You spread out the cards. Have someone touch any card. You cut the card to the top. Very fair. You give them a little peek at the card, okay? Then they get to see you square the card in, cut the pack, and you secretly have been able to steal the card out. If you practice and you simply push on the lip there with the fingers, the pinky, and the card, you don't want the card out too far. Maybe, I don't know, what is that, about half an inch, 3/4 inch? By pushing down on it, look what happens. It pops right into my hand. This is automatic, okay? There's no finger motion, no thumb motion required. It just by pushing down a little bit, it pops up into my hand. So elegant, so simple, okay? Now you don't really even need, watch, you don't, the squaring action, okay, here, going from this vertical plane down to here is lots of misdirection. And all it looks like I'm doing is I'm squaring the card. So you don't need the cut, really, to conceal it for the misdirection, but it really flows beautifully. And you'll find this with any palmed card. Okay, I'm coming down, apparently, and just a little bit of a tap action that looks like it's pushing back, but it's actually going downwards at the same time, here like this, okay? But if you now cut the cards, you'll find with practice, when you're palming a card, you can cut the pack, okay? You can cut the pack, okay? You can even hold this way and do a Hindu shuffle, whatever. It's about getting comfortable with it. And do not forget to click the link and find out all the very exciting details about my brand new release, Escape Proof, all right? So easy to do, no palming of any kind to make the card vanish from the spectator's own hands, okay? Also, no switches of the cards. This is a very cool method, very dramatic trick. Click the link and do not wait also, because this week is the only week you can get the extra special price.